Hi, 7th grade. This is Mrs. Pie, and I just want to do a quick rundown for the Wild Things assignment. After you complete your soda can and adding value to create form, we're now going to start a more imaginary assignment where you get to come up with your own wild things. In class, the first thing that we did was read the story Where the Wild Things Are by Marie Sendak, who also did the illustrations. And what's most important for a takeaway of this assignment is taking a look at the wild things that he created and how he used different techniques to add value to create form. So on his wild things, you can see that he kind of combined different types of animals. Here you have bird feet. You have an animal with a snout, some with long hair, some with fur, some with scales. So there's really a variety of different things. But here you can see how he used cross-hatching and hatching to add the texture of fur and to create shadows on his wild things to make them look 3D. And that's what we want to try to do in creating our wild things. So if you have the book at home, please read it. If not, you can just look up some of Marie Sendak's work or look at this video and taking a look at his different wild things that he created and the different combination of crazy creatures and using these hatching, cross-hatching, and stippling techniques of how to add value to create form, that these are three-dimensional characters. So after you read the book, the next thing is you want to create 4 different sketches of possible different ideas of what you can do. You can combine different creatures. You can create things that are just off the top of your head. Or here you can get an object that's not alive and add a face to it and make it alive. So here I made an angry glue bottle. I just did a quick sketch. I came up with 4 of them because sometimes my first idea isn't always my best. So once you come up with your sketch, then you want to enlarge it on to white paper. Here I have a 9 by 12 white drawing paper. It's a little too big for the screen, but here you can see I enlarged it with pencil. So the first thing I did was use pencil to do a light pencil drawing of just the outline of my wild thing. And then I'm starting now to add the techniques to add value to create form. So you can use black pen, you can use black marker. If you have Sharpie, that's great. And you want to, here I'm using the hatching technique along the perimeter to show that this glue bottle is 3-dimensional and round. So by increasing this contrast here on the perimeter and making it darker, it's going to begin to create the illusion that this is not a flat 2D shape, but a 3-dimensional form, creating that illusion. I also want to encourage you possibly to use stippling as well. You can think about maybe a different aspect of your wild thing to create stippling. So here I'm going to go ahead and, add some stippling on the cap of the glue bottle, just like that. So as I work more on it, here I have one that I worked a little bit more on. You can see side by side, you can see the difference. One looks flat, and this one is definitely looking more 3-dimensional. I'll try to show you the whole thing here. I have a horizon line kind of establishing what's going on in the background a little bit. And after you're done with all the techniques, I would love for you to put a watercolor wash over the top to add some color. So here I've started with the orange. To do a watercolor wash, what's important is you use a lot of water in order to make sure that it is going to be light enough. It's not going to cover up your dark colors here. So I'm going to go ahead and use some watercolors.